Well, boy, is this a nice arrival. This is the Toronto Star edition from April 18th, 1980, which was not a particularly historic day, unless you want to count, of course, the comeuppance achieved by notorious white supremacist asshole Ian Smith, though his successor, Robert Mugabe, didn't do much better. So we're opening the entertainment section, for which it was primarily sold, with a review of Bob Dylan's concert, or an explanation of his concert in Toronto, which had religious overtones, mainly owing to his conversion to Christianity. And right over here, you have adjacent to that is a review of the film Fooling Around, a vehicle for Gary Busey, which critic Bruce Blackadar appears to have thought was a total stinker. And of course, it wouldn't be Toronto's entertainment section without a visit from Sam's Record Man, who are apparently trying to sell off last minute copies of some albums by Queen and Fleetwood Mac. And also had on stock Elvis Costello, Teenage Head, Rupert Holmes, with of course the the single for people who like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain. ABBA, Coal Miner's Daughter, George Benson, um, Doobie Brothers, James Taylor, Crystal Gayle, and the Bob Dylan sale. Even the bus stops at Stam's door. Alright, here's a roster of the top albums and singles in Toronto for that particular week in the calendar. Or do I have it? There you go. Got it straight now. Featuring Pink Floyd, Bob Seger, Billy Joel, The Clash, Jay Niles Band, our own Tucsonan, our most famous Tucsonan of the era, Linda Ronstadt, and then also some Blondie, Christopher Cross, The Eagles, Utopia, XTC, and Kenny Loggins. And some really early Pat Benatar there. Alright, here are some of the actual ads in there. For Die Laughing, Robbie Benson vehicle at the Imperial 6, North York Sheridan, Pickering Sheridan, and Baby Village. And one of the most well-known Aussie action films, Mad Max, which made a star out of Mel Gibson on its second week. And the Imperial 6, Bramalea, Cedar Bray, North York Sheridan, and 400 Drive-In. And Being There, which is on its 11th week at the Hollywood and selected neighborhoods. Second week for Apocalypse Now, apparently, and the University Hamilton Oshawa Center. I don't know if this was a reissue or if it just took a very long time to get to Toronto. Jack London's Klondike Fever, Imperial 6. Cedar Bray 4, Bramalea, North York Sheraton, 400 Drive-In. Black Stallion on its 6th week at the Eglinton in Jackson Square, Hamilton. Oh man, one of Erwin Allen's final hurrahs when time went out and ran out in the Imperial 6. Serial at the Imperial 6, Hollywood and some neighborhood theaters, and apparently kept that R stamp around for a very long time, only retiring it when Ontario adopted the British Columbia ratings in 2003. And Little Darlings, don't let the title fool you. Recommended as adult entertainment. Not suitable for pre-teenagers according to the Theatre Branch of Ontario. Good to know. Please use Imperial Victoria Street entrance evenings and weekends, apparently. That's at the Imperial 6 Plaza and selected neighborhoods. And at the Plaza 2 was Simon, which was a project that Marshall Brickman worked on when he broke away from Woody Allen at one point, and it was not a particularly successful one. Some indie theaters, The Fog, and the new Cornet. Don't know what happened to the old Cornet. Second run showings at the Fox Kingsway Cabaret and the Review. And then there's also Remember My Name. Never heard of this one. Apparently Jeff Goldblum was in it at the festival. Let's see. Cruising was a pretty controversial movie back in earlier in 1980. But I see it was still going on in the Uptown one. Gotta get my hair out of the way there. That was the shot there. Gilda. Some drive-in listings for... Yeah, Mad Max would have been probably considered drive-in fare at the time. Cineplex. 18 cinemas. The world's first megaplex, if I'm to get that right. Well, the first to have more than 10 screens in the world. First movie theater in the world to have more than 10 screens on at once. Porridge. It's over there. A Simple Story, another movie I've never heard of. Folks, Every Which Way But Loose. It's got to have for Folks twice on there for whatever reason. And then there's also some Oscar winners. So All That Jazz at the Uptown 2, Bayview Village, Cedar Brae, Square One, and Normal Ray at the Town and Park Cinema. And, Clint Eastwood went back in town this week with or maybe he did maybe he was already in town, I don't know that for sure. But there was a Clint Eastwood who will turn you every which way but loose, the Elgin, and some other neighborhood theaters, and Fox's. It's to the right of that, with Jodie Foster and Scott Baio, who have long since stopped talking to each other at the Uptown One's Town and Country, Westwood Cinema, and Cinema Burlington. And some Square One Cinema listings. What else is in there? Coal Miner's Daughter. Great movie. I think I have it on DVD. Yeah, I know for a fact I have it on DVD and an MCA Universal tape. Chapter 2. On its third month at the Highland and Center in China. Ooh, man. Kramer vs. Kramer is up there. Apparently with some new times. And this obviously was after it won Best Picture. The Changeling. The Kramer vs. Kramer of horror stories. I'm not sure if I quite believe that. But, yeah, that was going on the Varsity, York, Fairlawn, and some selected neighborhoods and drive-ins. Little Miss Marker was apparently still playing in the Fairview 2, and, it starts today for two of them movies. There, Folks, A Vehicle for Roger Moore, one of those that he appeared in after he, during his breaks from James Bond. Well, he had a number. He seemed to have a number of them while he was playing James Bond. And this was also known as North Sea Hijack. Recommended as adult entertainment at the Varsity and some neighborhoods. And fooling around. Fairlawn, Fairview, Finch, Sheridan, Georgetown, and Dufferin. Nothing can stop this wedding except love. Oh, what the hell, I'll show this Peanuts cartoon right here. And, Eden's Trans-Canada sale. Has the hits on record and cassette. Pick your favorites now at sale prices. Okay, what do we got here? The American Gigolo, Coal Miner's Daughter soundtracks. Rose, I already have a copy of on LP. It's all scratched up, so I have to buy a new one at some point. Sound of Music. You know there's two N's in the name Glenn Miller, right? Where'd that other N go? And somehow... Yeah, oh, there's that other N, okay. Popular vocalist Gordon Lightfoot, as expected. Yeah, he's dearly missed. Kenny Rogers, Vera Lynn, and George Burns attempting a country album for the first time, I think, in his career, in his very long career. And, of course, Sesame Street and Mickey Mouse getting out of the disco beat. So that was an interesting reading of the section, which is what I wanted to show you here on YouTube. I'll see you in the next video.